Hi class, I wanted to give you some video feedback. I'm going to look at these as if I'm a first-time site visitor. Even though I've looked at these, I want to let you know how someone interacts with your site, the usability, and we'll go over some of the layout and things like that. Please watch the whole video. You'll learn a lot by watching and seeing each other's work, just like if you were in the classroom. So let's just jump right in. Okay, Countess. The photo is great and it's working just fine with this image that you have behind it. That doesn't always happen, but it is working with that. This let me see what this font is. That's 16 Helvetica. Okay, it feels like the line weight is, it just feels like there's a slight difference, and it may be the spacing. Okay. I'm trying to see 10 point. Yeah, just go through and make sure that everything is the same um, font size. All right. Okay, and let's see, it's just going to take us to your contact page. It's taking you to your About page. So double check that button. And one of the biggest things we want to work on, Countess, is the readability, so the contrast. This background image is, it has too strong of a resolution, it's and saturation, and everything is so easy to identify that we get lost when it comes to the navigation. So this would have to drop back considerably to maybe 10% of opacity or be removed in order for us to be able to read the important content. I'd put a little space there. You may not need it. But yeah, you might want to increase the size of your navigation. That can help, but the background is what you want to look at. Let's see. You have the white space there, so there is a way to take care of that, and I will show you for that. I need to find an instance of that. I might not. So if you're in your dashboard and you're going to your site to edit that, you'll find in your case that you have columns, or rather, yeah, columns here. And so what that looks like is what you have is this, something like this. It may not be strictly two, you have it, split a little bit. But what you can do then is, you won't have that or that, but what happens is you do have two columns, two or three columns. You're going to select Manage Columns, and you're going to go to your second one, and you're going to delete that. Then you're going to have one column. Now, yes, your navigation will disappear, and so you'll bring that back, but it's not difficult to do. You're just going to come up here to an Add Elements, go down to Menu and Anchor, stay with your theme, and then we're not seeing these. They should be showing up in black. They will for you, I'm sure. And you'll put that back, and it will automatically load in the pages that you actually have. All right, so that's how you can close up those edges. Those are just columns over here. So we want to link up to at least one social account, a professional social account. Let's avoid tiling anything. Okay, best not to do that. And similar thing here, we have some, I guess, 3 sections here of content but we don't really, it's getting lost. So we need to remove that background because we can't see this. If you want to use this color or something, but we really can't see your work because of the busy background. Similar thing going on here. We can't read the last name, that kind of thing. So you'll probably drop this back quite a lot. You might just have a sky or something, but you want to work with that. It's going to be really important. The contrast. Good job down here having the copyright in the year. This is going to, that is your home page. This is going to videos. So if we say video up here, let's say video here. If we say projects here, let's say projects here. So you would just go in and rename your page and that would change, or you rename this. The contact is not linked to your contact strip. I would just go ahead and create a contact page and remove this. It will be easier for you, just to go in here, go to pages and menu, and add a page and choose a contact page. That will be the quickest thing for you to do. You could delete that strip down here. You probably like the image, but we can't read the content and it's not linked. You could link it, but you'd have to go through and find the anchor, etc. And it'd just be quicker for you to create that. So let's take a look at the mobile. Okay. That's kind of weird. Let me try again. There we are. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's going just to your about instead of your contact. So you would relink that. Your name could go bigger here. Okay. So once you make those adjustments on your desktop, you'll just come back and check out this and make sure that the layout and everything is right at that point. All right. All right, Marlon. Let's see. Good job. You have one of these linked up. So delete the others. This is a carousel, so it's got a couple of things, but you want to remove any placeholders. Since you're not required to have a home page, you could just take this page out, and then the about would become your home page. So you have this. It's all good. You probably can raise this a little bit, raise this a little bit, and probably a little space under the about me. And you may not need it because you've got this heading up here and then here. You may not need to do that. And the font size is 16. It's got a little bit of spacing, line spacing, maybe a little more than you need. But we do want to either, and I think I mentioned this earlier, wrap this into another column here so that we don't have this large white space. And yeah, great photo. That's working for you. Okay. All right, good job. You've got the copyright in the year. Good job being consistent with the text typeface in your heading. Nice image. Nice, nice. Very nice. We do want to be able to have this. Excellent. Very well done. This is great. It tells us everything. Consistent, what your role is. Perfect. And I'm going to expect that all of these are the same, so we won't look at those. I'll look at this one. Great. Love it. Okay. Nice job here. Okay, good. No phone numbers or addresses. Nice. Here, if you want, you might decide to make this a background by selecting that, just going select, change background, and you could change the color. You actually can pick a color. If you add, you'll be able to pick, and you might want to pick, I'm going to keep this the same, but you might want to choose, in your case, a color from here, like maybe this tan might look good back here. Not too dark because you want to be able to read your navigation. You might consider making your navigation aligned with your name and what you do, okay? But other than that, yeah, let's look at the mobile. It's looking great though. Let's see. Okay, a little space under there so we're not right up against that. Okay, watch the width. All right, let me refresh just in case it's not the actual, yeah, you'll watch the width here of your column. You'll grab that and make it more narrow. And check all of those. Yeah, we don't need that doubled. Okay. This I would take out for now. It's easy to add, after you graduate and you have something you want to put there. Let's adjust that width. All right, well done. Good job there. Okay, Riley. All right. Good. Nice. This phone number has to come out. That's placeholder. You're linked. That's good. Nice job. If I select this, okay, very cool. You might try and bring this up a little bit. That's the only thing about this particular template is there's a lot of space here. Better. Very nice. Okay. So in this case, if they're all photographs, you just want to talk about, what kind of camera you use, that sort of thing. And you might say, if these are, okay, these are projects and they're not videos. Okay. Okay. All right. So you tell us what you do. Okay. Okay, let's remove your phone number, unless that's a free Google Voice. That's fine. Let's make sure that contact is at the end. So you're just going to go over into your Wix pages and menu and drag it down. Okay, just like this. Like this. If you had it there, you would do that. Okay, so you're going to drag it. Okay. Okay. I think, well, let's enlarge this font. It's 12 point. We need to have at least 16 to 18. And again, we want to take this off, this placeholder, and link to at least one. All right, so take these out. This color, I'm not sure is working for you because this particular image, I don't know if this has a filter on it or not. Everybody be careful about filters or AI. This is very dark, and if the background were darker, it would not look as dark. But you might be able to edit that a little bit and bring up the light a little there. I'm not sure what that is, but I think it probably comes out. You don't need a colon here. You can say about me, but I would make this color more about, let's see, where are your images again? You have those. Okay. Okay. Your images are very earthy, and so if I were you, let's see. Okay, are these, okay, I'm just going to assume that these are yours, and this is kind of an outlier. So I would use the warmer colors back here for sure. All right, so let's look at the mobile. Let's, work with the line breaks there. Remove that. That's that piece, that sliver. Let's get rid of that. That's a placeholder. Let's make sure we have the same line spacing. And what you're going to want to do is put a background that is 100% opaque. So when you go into your background, you'll adjust the background and you'll make it 100%. Let's see how quickly I can show you that. So if we go here, you select your heading. You can go to settings and you can work on it that way. This is transparent, which means, in fact, the background of this is actually this color. But I want, instead of 0 opacity, I want to make it 100% opacity. And what that means is that, for example, also want to freeze it, and this one is frozen. So then if I preview it, then what you'll find is that that will stay put, and the text is not going to overlap anything and cause any kind of confusion. All right, so that's something that you want to look at when you get here. Make your name a little bolder. Okay, and watch for this T. Take that out, remove that. Okay, so yeah, you want to spend a little time on your mobile for sure. Okay. So you're not going, this is for them to fill out. So that will be actually blank or say name. All right, great start here. Really love what you're doing and can't wait to see the polish. All right, well done.